One of the things that came up in chapter 6 is what the authors prescribed a 5-step method for dealing with troubles in life. This was good for me, when I went through my troubles in 2016 after coming back to work locally. I wish I had gone through the steps. It would probably have helped me and made a difference for me. It's just talking about when you're having issues in your life, challenges in your life. First thing is not to rush and to address it. Sit back, watch, understand what is taking place. I didn't do that in 2016. I came back and I felt I was back home, working with friends, people that understood me, and I understood. But that wasn't what I was coming to. I was coming into a place where you had a devil who wanted to subjugate other people, someone who has given his heart and soul to the devil, right? Who wanted to subjugate other people. I was thinking he was human, but it wasn't. It was a devil, right? And I didn't understand what was at play. So I was just innocently, freely being myself. But the more I was myself, the more I was irritating this person. This person felt he needed to clip my wings and bring me under him. He wanted to fit me into a small box. I'm too big for anybody's small box, right? But what we should do when we're going through circumstances of life is to sit back, take 2 steps back and watch, understand what is at play, right? Don't just rush into intervention. Understand what is at play. Another way we say that is step out of the frame. For as long as you're in the frame, you can't see the whole picture. You have to step out of the frame. Step out of the frame. Leave the emotions. Leave the emotions behind. Come out of the frame. Look at have a more strategic view of what's going on. What's really at play here, right? What are the different people involved? What are you trying to get? Who are those playing the chess game? Where's the chessboard? Who are the pawns? Who is the knight? Who's the rook? Who's the bishop? Who is the queen? Who is the king? What's the move that's been played? Because sometimes if you don't understand that, you might be aggravating the situation, right? Life is a game. And it's a game to be played, right? I used to think that I could live life, not play politics. Yes, not play politics in terms of I don't deceive people. What you see is what you get, right? I'm an open book. But I've learned that that book should not be too open, right? Because not everybody deserves the too open book. I'm not going to change from being what you see is what you get. But I've learned also to keep some pages away from or some people because they don't deserve it, right? So life is about understanding the people you're dealing with and robbing them the way they need to be robbed, right? It's a modification to the golden rule. The golden rule is do unto others as you would love them to do to you. Great. But sometimes those others are not you, right? You cannot treat a woman the way you want people to treat a man. You have to treat a woman like a woman, right? You can't treat a man the way you want. You can't treat a man the way you want others to treat. You can't treat a woman the way you want men to be treated. You to be treated as a man. You treat a woman like a woman. You treat a man like a man, right? It's called a diamond rule, right? They go together, right? When we're talking about the golden rule, you're talking about the humanity of the person. When it comes to humanity, we're all the same. We feel the same. We cut the same. We believe the same. But when you step away past humanity, we have things that differentiate us, right? Those different things in terms of a man and a woman are not the same. The kind of hormones that flow in the woman is much more than it flows in the man. Therefore the challenges those hormones bring are different. The challenge, we don't have as much hormones flowing into us in us like the woman has. We don't go through cycles, menstrual cycles like they do. That affects them. So when you're treating them, you're working with them, you need to respect that, right? So there is the golden rule, there is the diamond rule. And that is important when you're dealing with people. It's not about, it's politics. It's called emotional intelligence. And it's important. You can't do without it. Your success in life is dependent on your ability to relate and work with people. If you're not emotional intelligent, you will not go far in life. It's not a course, it's reality. You need to learn emotional intelligence. You need to learn to rub people the way they need to be rubbed. Otherwise, you will not get the best out of them. So you watch the situation. After you watch the situation, the next thing is it's called the wiser model, right? So the W is watch, understand what's at play. High that follows is interpret. What you are seeing, what is interpretation? What's really going on? Because don't forget, it's not what you see that is important. It's not what you're looking at that's important. It's what you see. Two people can look at the same thing and see entirely different things. It's a function of the way it is interpreted. Don't forget about that man, those two kids that had the same father, a drunken father. One became a drunkard, one became a well-to-do person. Have the same example. They had the same watch, but they interpreted it differently. The one that became a drunkard said, I can't become better. I see I'm a son of that drunkard. The one that became a good man, respectable man, said, look at what my father did. So I can't be like my father. They saw the same thing. They looked at the same thing, but they saw two different things. And their lives were affected in two different ways. Right? So you watch, you interpret. You interpret in a way that empowers you, not a way that you become a slave to what you are watching. Right? The S, therefore, the S there is let me remember, is select, right? You make your selection as to what do you do, right? You interpret, you determine, as it were. Select there also is a plan. You have your plan of engagement, right? You select how do you want to engage, how do you want to relate, how do you want to play the game, right? You interpret. By interpretation, you understand, you have a game plan. Then either is you engage, you execute whatever plan you have decided, how you think is best for you to interfere with what is going on, to relate to what is going on. And the R there is to reflect, is to check, all right, my engagement, what result did it produce? What did I gain? What did I lose? Then you can learn from that to be able to use when such a thing happens next time, or to make the situation better than it presently is at that point in time. It's called the wiser model, and I love it. I wish I knew it earlier than 2016, but all things work together for good, right? It's to watch, interpret, select, engage, reflect, right? So that was the end, really, of chapter 6. So the next few slides there will be chapter 7, and it's the person beside you. How intimate relationships shape our lives. That's what chapter 7 was. It says to be alive is to be vulnerable. To be alive is to be vulnerable. To be vulnerable is to be alive. To be invulnerable is to be dead. And you have a lot of dead men walking. You have a lot of dead men walking. People that are already dead. It's just for them to get to be put into coffins. Right? If you're not vulnerable, you cannot change. You cannot adjust. You are set in your ways. You are dead. To be alive is to be vulnerable, is to be touched by life, is to respond to life. If you're not vulnerable, you cannot love. You cannot have a healthy relationship with another human being. So if you want to love, if you want to live, you have to be vulnerable. And to what extent you are vulnerable will determine how intimate you can be in any relationship. If you're not vulnerable, and to what extent you're vulnerable determines the intimacy or the connectedness you can have with other people, right? So love is a name of the pursuit of wholeness. So Plato was telling us that love is about pursuing wholeness. That we, as it were, God created whole people, then divided them and put what completes us in other people. And that's true, even though it's a bit mythical, but the real essence of the story is true. You are not complete in yourself. Our completeness is found in other people. We're here to be a blessing to someone else. Just being a blessing to yourself will not fulfill you. The essence of every organism is found outside of that organism, not within that organism. In love, we become fulfilled. In loving other people, we get our fulfillment. In relating with other people, we get our fulfillment. Yes, there's a height of it when I marry my spouse. So in my spouse, we use that word my better half or whatever. But just talking about that, I find completeness, I find wholeness in relating with my spouse. There is that in that sense, but that there's still also will find completeness in other people, but it's not sexually, it's just the psychological part, right? There is a contract we have with our spouse, so we can go into some things, but we'll still find that completeness in other people, but we don't necessarily go to the eros part. Part of this, we talked about different kinds of love. We talk about the agape love, the filial love, the eros love, romantic love, platonic love, so the different kinds of love. So when we're talking about completeness here, we're talking first about the agape love and the filial love. Because with the filial love, it's a liking. There's something in that person that I like. Doesn't mean I have to have eros for that person, right? I need a contract, an agreement, an arrangement to how to go into eros. I might feel it. Doesn't mean I have to consummate it, right?